Water, water everywhere, but of course there never really is enough, is there? In a weekly segment we share with the Amarillo Globe-News, I am joined now by the city reporter, Karen Welch, who goes to the city commission meetings all the time and tells us about all the things that are happening down there. And this time they're focusing on water again.
They did. End of the year, you know, the news starts becoming annual contracts and things like that. But on Tuesday, the commission decided to sell 1,500 acres of water rights in Hartley County.
Now, we were talking about this. This sounds counterintuitive because it seemed to me the whole idea with Lake Meredith sinking and all that, they really wanted to focus on getting water rights. So where are they coming up with the water rights to sell?
Well, what's happening is the city is focusing on areas of the Panhandle that have more water because they're not as underground water because they're not as heavily irrigated. That's mostly eastern Panhandle. Hartley County, we have western Panhandle, that's a heavily irrigated area, and those water rights that they had will be depleted more quickly than the other kinds of water rights the city's gathering. So selling these water rights that they got decades ago makes sense because then they can use that money to gather water rights in the right areas for longer term, or they set up a dedicated fund on Tuesday also, so that the money from that sale and from future sales or transactions dealing with water rights goes into that fund, and those monies go straight to water gathering activities, legal rights, legal work, legislative work, buying water rights, those sorts of things.
I would assume that is probably pretty expensive, especially if those landowners right now over the eastern part of the Panhandle, they know that the city is actually going, well, now they're moving out this way, they want water rights, so I'm going to want a little bit more money.
Exactly. There's some interesting numbers, though. They said yesterday that Tuesday that there's 252,000 acres of water rights is what the city actually owns, but 80% of those acres are not developed yet.
Oh, okay.
So we have a good long-term water future picture, but it's always good to keep buying and shoring those up.
We've got about a minute left, and you said something about the Osage plant as well. Something went over budget?
The Osage water treatment plant project that they're working on getting water pumps in there to get more water that's in Amarillo to other parts of the city. It went about $124,000 over what they had originally planned to spend, but there's a contingency fund that will take care of that. That is more along the lines of the projects that are working to move water to areas of the city that are growing. Eventually to like the Arden Road pump station,
right,
that will serve south and southwest Amarillo.
Okay. Karen Welch, thanks so much for joining us again, and we'll see you next week.
All right.